Yes, when life says no. Don't dwell on the bad times once they're past. That kind of thing that you know we're fast.
'Cause there ain't no mountain you can't climb. If you hang tight and just make up your mind.
Once you set your mind to moving on, son, there ain't no road too long. One little star leads him far.
That go along with the emotions that we're portraying. One time I got a lovely letter from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Don't you love to say that? And it was from a woman who had a little 4-year-old boy named Christopher. And she heard sniffling. Big Bird was at a scene where he was the only child around, and so he was very, very sorry for himself because all the kids had gone off to school, and he was too young. And so she hears Christopher watching the show, and then she was busy in the kitchen, and she hears a little sniffling and crying, and she goes, "What's wrong, Christopher?" He said, "Big Bird is just like me. He's all alone all day because the kids, his older brothers and sisters, were off to school." And so he saw himself and actually identified with Big Bird, who was, hardly an ordinary-looking child. The bird became, as I said earlier, kidnapped by some unscrupulous carnival guys, and they paint him blue. And when the affected children overnight knew who filmed it, that because they were all crying. A lot of waiting. At one call one day, I was called at 1 p.m. and I had to wait so long. We filmed it at 6 a.m. following morning, and there was no sleep that night.
Why, it's Miss Fitch! What'll I do? Right where?
The hayfield!
The hayfield. Yes.
Bye!
Wait. Bye-bye. Oh dear.
We're now taping our 40th year of the show and celebrating the 25th anniversary. Because they were all crying.
You must come with some crying. What's the matter? I'm in big trouble, see? Could you do me a favor? I can't get out of here, and I want to. So, could you call Mr. Looper's store on Sesame Street?
We used to be able to tape 2 whole shows every day. One in the morning and one in the... And when I decided he should be a child, I started going higher with his voice.
Hi there. Until I got here and try to be a kid. Let's see. It says, "Welcome to Toadstool, the Mushroom City." The Mushroom City? Annual Tournament of Mushrooms Parade.
It was really fun to sit in the theater and hear the children react to the movie I had made, I must say. And one of the scenes, Big Bird gets kidnapped by some unscrupulous carnival guys, and they paint him blue. And when the affected children overnight knew who filmed it, that because they were all crying. Told me he wanted me to play 2 characters. One, he described the bird, and And the bird initially was going to be just a silly, goofy bird. And the other was Oscar the Grouch. Didn't know what I was going to use for the voice. It was getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Yes, I have a question.
What is it, Oscar?
What is the capital of South Dakota?
I had to go across town in a cab. So I hailed a cab and got in. The guy says, "Where to, Mac?" So I said, "Wow, what a great voice." And he had a cigar on one side of his mouth and a voice came out the other like this. And I said, "That's perfect." So when I got out of the cab, I kept saying, "Where to, Mac? Where to, Mac?" Because I'm trying to learn to do this voice that I could imitate that very well. He really sounded a lot like that. I had never tried that. I swear if I hadn't looked at him, seeing him talking out of the corner of his mouth in his rearview mirror, because I'm sitting over there. And so I got Oscar's voice that way. I never played a character like that. I call him my, if you remember Happy Days, and you remember the Fawns, well, Oscar's my Fawns. He's cool.
Hey, you and me, Skinny.
The one great thing about television is we don't look at the puppet. We're looking down at the monitor while we are manipulating the puppet. Everyone has only one eye. It's the camera's lens. If I turn this way, his mouth looks like he's very sad, and I lower his eyes, and he can look very unhappy. Or if you tip him forward, his mouth goes up. It really just... It's a stiff mouth. It doesn't change like a porpoise. You can't change his expression. Porpoises always look like they're rather pleased. And but by aiming at them at the camera in this way or that, the puppeteer learns to study the expressions that go along with the emotions that we're portraying. I swear if I hadn't looked at him, seeing him talking out of the corner of his mouth in his rearview mirror, because I'm sitting over there. And so I got Oscar's voice that way.
Goodbye, Oscar.
What? Why, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
When I do Big Bird, it's a lot of fun, and Oscar is too, because it's a totally different experience. After doing the bird all day long, I've got a few more scenes at the end in there with Oscar, and it's almost therapeutic, because I've been sweet and nice all day, and now Oscar can be one of the most negative, cantankerous characters on television, even though he's on a children's show. And Oscar, he saw me doing my show, came backstage and said, "Would you like to join me?" I thought that was sort of like, I knew who Jim Henson was. The Muppets weren't as big by any means at that time, but I saw them a lot at Ed Sullivan and other shows. And so it was though if I was a drummer, some fellow came along and said, "Welcome to the band from Liverpool." Eyes, different wigs, make a little kid or a dragon. And I kept missing the opening note with the lip sync. And I missed, they'd say something, and I heard him quietly say, "Garbage, garbage." And it went like a knife through me. I said, "Oh, God." I said, "Jim, I'm sorry. I'm going to resign. I'm not good enough to be a Muppeteer." And he turned around.